So as it sits in the NHL on Thursday, November 24th, 2016, the New York Islanders are sitting at a record of 6-9-4 in 19 games played, which puts them at 29th overall in the league, with only Arizona behind them for 30th, which worst in the NHL. This kind of really, when I started to really kind of pay attention to this, really baffled me when I first started paying attention. I thought to myself, how could the New York Islanders, a second round team of the playoffs, beat the really good, hot Florida Panthers with all that youth movement they were doing last year, how good they were? How is it that they are second last in the NHL? And I was looking, and then me being a hockey nut and loving hockey and liking stats and stuff like that with hockey, I looked into it a little bit, and I can see why they're struggling. And a lot of people might not realize this. They're just going off to a rough start. They'll be better. I don't think that's gonna happen. I honestly think the Islanders are gonna sit in this type of position for the rest of the year, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why that I really honestly think this. Now, if you look at their roster last year, Kyle Okposo, that's a big, big part, to having a successful team. Kyle Okposo is a great hockey player, especially he had great chemistry with John Tavares. I don't know can't remember exactly how many points he put up, but I'm pretty sure it was at least 60 plus. And that's pretty damn good. 30 goal scorer in him. You also had Franz Nielsen, great second, first line guy, can bounce around for your power play. You got those gritty goals you need to be able to succeed in the NHL, Again, that really big, heavy net presence in front of the net. Old time hockey, stuff like that. You lose both those guys out of your lineup, that's almost 110 points around there, and both of them being out of your lineup. 110 points. Now, losing two players in the NHL happens all the time in the offseason, good players. It doesn't mean it's the end of your season. You counter it with going into free agency, going into the offseason, and make some trades and make some additions to add on to your team. What do they do to make their team better? What do the Islanders do? They go and they sign Andrew Ladd to a 6-year deal, or now, don't get me wrong. I am no Islanders fan. I don't even really like the Islanders, to be honest with you. I'm just making this video as a hockey fan. From a hockey fan standpoint, Andrew Ladd is not going to cut it. Now, as a Jets fan, which I am, I love Andrew Ladd. He's an awesome guy, captain for 5 years, great player, great guy to have on a team. But Andrew Ladd ain't going to cut losing Kyle Okposo and Franz Nielsen. Maybe if you didn't lose Okposo and you lost Nielsen, go out and get Ladd, good addition, good, it balances out. But Andrew Ladd, you can't put 100, expect Ladd to put up even close to 60 to 70 points to make up that for the lost goals and assists you're going to be losing and losing both of those guys. How do you expect your team to do well when you're losing almost 110 points out of your lineup and replacing with a guy that'll probably put up 50 if he even had a good season, which he's not? And you also might be thinking, anyone that watched the World Cup for Team Europe, Halak was freaking outstanding. Great goalie, old Halak. Like, he looked fantastic. And he comes in to the season, and let's just say, he's not having the best season he could be having so far. With a 3-6-4 record, with a 9.04 save percentage, 3.08 goals against, with 0 shutout in 13 games played. That's not really good. So what happened within a couple of weeks of the NHL season starting and Halak's, World Cup final appearance? It just baffles me. And John Tavares, John Tavares not putting up the points you need him to get. John Tavares has 14 points in 19 games played, 5 goals, 9 assists with a -3 and 18 penalty minutes. That's not, John Tavares like. He should be putting up more goals than that. Same with Andrew Ladd. Andrew Ladd has how many? 19 games played, and he's got 3 points and a -6. 3 points in 19 games. You wonder why your team's struggling, and your coaching staff has to be able to figure out, if with a struggling team, what to do to fix it. And I can guarantee you, putting a guy like Andrew Ladd on your fourth line isn't going to fix your problems. Juggle around your first lines, make some stuff, but why would you put Ladd on your fourth line? Mistakes like this are being made within the staff, which are affecting their standing position and a playoff berth. How do you expect to do well if, you have Cal Clutterbuck playing on your first line? Now, give or take, Cal Clutterbuck does have 7 points, but still, Cal Clutterbuck has 2 goals and 5 assists in 18 games played. And he's playing on the first line, next to Tavares and, I'm assuming probably Strome, or Brock Nelson. Like, look at Brock Nelson, for example, 12 points. These guys aren't putting up the points that they should be putting up compared to last year, and that's really, really, really affecting them in not a good way. How, like I said earlier, how are you going to be a playoff team with losing all those guys that put up points and not going out to get anybody? You know, I like to think of when I'm thinking of this as Detroit. You lose Pavel Datsyuk. Wow. But then, you go and deal out his contract. That opens up some cap for you. What do? Go sign Vanek, and you go sign Franz Nielsen. Two guys that are aging, yes, but can still put up points and can spread out the depth that Datsyuk would have had and on the power play, on your regular line, you just shuffle, and you be able to put the depth where it needs to be to make your team still be able to contend. And they are doing great. And you have to think of teams that do this all the time. When you lose players, you counter it by getting players, making decisions. Management and the still coaching staff hasn't done anything to fix the problem of losing, and because of that, you're going to still lose. How do you expect to win when you don't change anything about your team? Like, it just baffles me how they lost Franz Nielsen and Okposo, go out and get Ladd, don't touch a single other free agent that's really gonna help them, and then they're in last place and they're all coaches and then the whole league's shocked. I kind of saw this coming, like, just I don't know. I don't understand how a team can do these type of coaching mistakes and not shuffling the lines properly and getting these type of results without doing anything. You gotta make decisions if you're the Islanders. Shuffle your lines a little bit. Maybe put Tavares on the first line, of course, but maybe put guys like Ryan Strome and Andrew Ladd on the second line with Cal Clutterbuck or someone like that, and put maybe guys like Jason Chimera or guys that aren't doing so well but are getting those gritty goals, playing in the corners. If I was a hockey coach, I swear to God, I would want my third and fourth line guys. Maybe if they didn't score a lot, but I would want guys that have heavy presence in front of the net. Garbage goals are goals just as much as a goal shot from on a power play or a breakaway or a 2-on-1. A goal is a goal in the NHL, and it doesn't matter how pretty it looks on a highlight cam or if it even makes a highlight cam. Which matters is that your team gets the W and the 2 points. And if that's not working for you, make line changes. Go make trades. Do something. If your team's playing as bad as the New York Islanders, with you have decent players, make it fire your coach. Go out and get a new coach. Do something to change it. Don't just wait for your guys to say, hey, they'll catch on eventually. We're the Islanders. We're good. That's all I'm trying to say here. And that's my strong opinion now what they need to do to fix it. And it's not that hard to go out and fix it. Go out and trade for someone that maybe will be able to help you now and in the long run. There are a lot of guys out there that teams are looking to shop that, you could be able to get that would help your team in the net presence. Because garbage tip goals count just as much as any other goal. So for you to do that, go out, make a trade. Take your lines, put some third line guys on your first line, guys that might not be the best offensively talented, but guys, put them with Tavares. Tavares will get the shots on net. Let them get the rebounds. Let them play in the boards. Let Tavares get open for a shot and let his shot loose. That's how you're gonna win games. That's how you're gonna fix the New York Islanders winning problem. If you can get garbage goals, you can get the rebounds, you can kind of get guys that wouldn't be putting up points and spread out the points that Okposo and Nielsen would have put within guys, third, fourth line guys, maybe 10, 15 points here, 20 points maybe with a guy like Chimera. I know that may seem like stretching it, but if you change your lines and you set up your type of playing style for dirty shot tips and getting those dirty rebounds, you will win games. You just got to give it a shot, and you got to change it. You can't just wait around and think that your guys will, get some chemistry, because it's not working for the Islanders. In 19 games, you have 16 points. That's not good. Now, maybe they're just tanking, and no one can see that yet because no one expected it. But I'm no hockey coach or an NHL genius or some god of hockey statistics, so maybe I'm just missing something here. But make sure to comment in the description on what you guys really think is the problem with the Islanders, or if you agree with me. Start a discussion down there. Talk with each other. That's the best thing about these type of videos is the discussion about falls. That's why I love sports so much. Thanks you guys for watching. As always, peace out. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.